Right, thank you so much for joining us and of course for still being with us. This is Meet the CEO, a program we hope will inspire many and of course open up some of those top leaders of top institutions and of course get to hear more from them. My name as always is Eugene Anangwe. We're right here with the Senior Vice President of Turkish Airlines. Thank you so much for still being with us on the program. Now talk to me about the secret of making an aviation sector or company profitable, because Turkish Airlines has grown from leaps to bounds, and of course you have greater targets by 2023, which we'll be talking about in the course of the program. But what has been the secret to growing this industry?
I think we were brave to invest. Thank you very much. So by the way, Turkish culture without tea will not work. So we have to drink the tea also to be
right.
To be Turkish style. Thank you very much.
Right.
Yes, I mean, I think we have a geographical advantage here in Istanbul. So we used it from 2002 till now. In the past 12, 13 years, we used to use this opportunity and we invested. We invested a lot, and we have opened more destinations. For example, in Africa, starting from 2000, especially from 2006 to now, in the past 10 years, we opened more than 40 destinations. So this is one of the secrets we have. What makes Turkish Airlines a big network, global company in the aviation business.
And of course, it hasn't been an easy ride, right? I mean, it's never been easy to be able to get to where you are today.
I mean, it's of course not easy, but you must stay behind your decision in this sense. It's not an easy decision, of course, to grow. Grow means you must order more aircrafts. You must open the destinations where the aircraft is flying to. And these destinations, these routes must be profitable in the end. And if you see the past 10, 12 years of Turkish Airlines, there is no lost in the past 12 years history. So the much we invested, the return of investment came, and we are happy that we did the right decision actually.
Now, I think there's also a much of a role by governments and also private sector companies to play in of course building the industry. I mean, what has been the government's role here in Turkey in building this?
The government is very clear. The role of the government is very clear. The aviation business has been liberalized, let me say. There's a liberalization of the aviation business. And the government also invested in the infrastructure, like we had in 10 years ago 25 airports only in Turkey. Now we have 55 airports. Now it is very easy for the Turkish people to travel from all over Turkey via Istanbul to the world. And I think the government did its job. So we followed them.
And what has been the role of the private sector? I mean, in most cases, some private sector institutions only say, I'll go in only if there's money. I mean, if there's money, I'm not going to go in there.
Yes, I mean, we have also very successful private Turkish aviation companies. They are also not small. One of them, they have around also more than 60 aircrafts. And they are investing also. They are purchasing the aircrafts. They are opening also new destinations. They are a tough competitor for us in Turkey, and they fly also international, not only domestic. So that means in this aviation market of Turkey, there is money, there is potential, and not only Turkish Airlines, which is a 90% private company, but also other private companies are investing in this market.
2023, a very significant year for Turkey, and of course for Turkish Airlines. Could you just talk to me a bit about
2023 is the 100th anniversary of the Turkish Republic, actually. We are celebrating the 100th year, of course. And we as Turkish Airlines, we will participate in the success of this government of Turkey in 2023. Our targets are very clear. We will have 120 million passengers for Turkish Airlines by a revenue of $30 billion and 500 aircrafts.
How do you achieve that?
I mean, we did achieve from 2002 to now. I mean, we had 60 aircrafts only Now we have 339. This all happened in 12 years, and it will not be a secret if we can do it also in the upcoming 9 years or 7 years, and we will do it. I mean, the 500 aircraft is already ordered, and it will come, and we will manage.
And what's the other target?
Pardon?
What are the other targets for 2023?
Of course, there is an airport target also. There will be a new airport in Istanbul. It's already under construction. And with the new airport also, we will grow. I mean, most probably, as you know, we are the best airline in Europe, has been chosen by Skytrax now for 5 years. And we will try to be the world's best airline. This is also one of the targets in terms of quality, and I'm sure that we can achieve this target also.
Right. What's the place of Africa in these plans?
I mean, Africa, as I told you, we are now the largest company in international airline company in Africa. We are flying to 48 destinations now, and we're gonna open more destinations within this year. And last year we opened like Durban in South Africa, Maputo in Mozambique. We opened Mauritius, Madagascar, Antananarivo, etc. So we're going to open more destinations, and yearly we will open 4 or 5 destinations in Africa. And this is very important part of our business, of course, not only for the airline but also for the country. It's very important. The much destinations we are opening, the much business we do as a country with the continent of Africa. An example we can say, for example, we have now with Mozambique a certain number of trade, and this figure will be at least 10 times more in 2 years. We are sure about it. So as long as we fly to a destination, we have more potential to connect to the business people, to the governments, and we will have more relations, and we will grow. And we believe that we will help our partner countries, that they will also grow in a positive way.
What are those challenges you face working in Africa or African destinations? What are those issues that you would be able to tell African governments to deal with to enable you, and not just you alone, other airlines that are from other Western nations to be able to operate?
Of course, in all countries, as you can imagine, we have different regulations. If we speak about Europe, there is only one regulation. We have Schengen regulation. But in Africa, all countries have different visa regulations, have different aviation regulations, etc. Of course, this is a challenge, but we can say we have very good relations with all the countries we are flying to, and we don't have difficulties. I mean, we have good relations. We have embassies in those countries, and we are in very close touch with our embassy, with the local governments, etc. So until now we could manage the business in Africa, and I'm very sure in the new destinations we open, we will do it also.
Before I let you go, there are some common mistakes that you probably have seen along your growth path that you'd love to advise other airlines, whether they take this advice or not, but at least you'll be able to tell them, because we have some nations where they don't have a national carrier. I mean, it collapsed. And what are those mistakes that you feel aviation players play and make that usually bring down the aviation industry?
I mean, since we are growing in the past 10-15 years, it's very difficult to see the mistakes. I mean, you are speaking always about the success, and you see always things what makes you successful. But I can clearly tell you one mistake what was happened before we start to grow. This is not to use the potential of the country what you have, the geographical position of the country you have. Most probably in all the countries in Africa there is a potential. The mistake would be if you don't use this potential for the favor of your people. That would be a mistake.
That's a big mistake. How about the fares, the cost of flying? It's been seen as a reserve of the rich. I mean, how do we lower these prices and be able to make sure that at least someone can afford to fly from one destination to another?
I mean, we believe that we are a very competitive, reasonable airline. I mean, we are competing with many European airlines, the Asian or Middle East airlines, and we have a very competitive price. The much competition we have in any city, any country, the much the prices will go down. This is why what I can appeal for the local governments: don't restrict any airline from flying to, let me say, Kigali. Have more open policies, so the competition will be more higher. The much competition we have, the much the prices will go down, and the quality of the product will go up in favor of the Rwandan people.
Now, finally, training. And of course, the facilities we've seen here, from the chain of cooking, I mean, the training of those who cook, the chefs, to the delivery in the planes and all that. How do you put up such a system? I mean, could you just share with us a bit about that?
I mean, the aviation is not only flying from A to B, is not only the aircraft itself. It is, of course, a chain of business. I mean, there is a catering business, there is a technic business, there is a cabin crew business, etc. I mean, according to the growth of Turkish Airlines, general growth, we invested also in all those areas, and now we are managing all those things by ourselves here in Istanbul, and we are a brand also in this sense, in technic, in the aviation training center, etc. What we have here in Istanbul, and we can sell it also to foreign companies.
All right.
But a good information for the African countries. Our CEO, Mr. Dr. Temel Kotil, promised to give free of charge training for our partners in Africa, here in Istanbul, what we call IATA courses. We have a IATA center here, training center, where we have IATA certificated trainees, and our CEO promised our partners in Africa, like airline partner, handling company, or airport authorities, etc., to host them here in Istanbul for those trainees, and to pay for them.
Right.
And this was a big promise in 2015, which continues also in 2016.
Right.
And we see Africa as a partner, African countries as partner countries, and we want to participate in their training process, and it will not cost them.
Right. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And of course, I've enjoyed the tea, as you said earlier on, that it's part of the Turkish
tea
tradition.
is a must of the culture. Is a must in Turkey. Is a part of the culture.
Yeah.
Please enjoy it.
Right. Thank you so much, and of course, I would like you to also enjoy yours.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. So
We have a small gift for you, if
Right.
you don't mind. Let me also offer you an aircraft which will
Right.
not carry you faster to Kigali.
Yes.
But it will give you an idea. Which will give you an idea only.
Right. This is which type of airline is this?
Let me see it. This is an Airbus 330 -300. It's a
Awesome.
brand new aircraft.
Right.
And I hope you will put it in the center of your office.
So I can
So
say-
we always remember Turkish Airlines.
I can also say I own a plane.
You own a plane.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
sir,
much. Thank
for
you.
your time. Thank you so much. Right. So thank you so much as you've been able to see right there. We have just brought it to an end. Our conversation with the Senior Vice President of Turkish Airlines. We'll see you again next time, same place. Time for me to fly back home to Kigali. Goodbye for now.